Hi everyone, to all of you my fans and returning subscribers and new ones, I'm sending you a very big hug. Yeah, today, like you know, we are talking about dialects in Igbo, that is Igbo dialects. These are different grammar rules and letters in Igbo dialects. That is what we are going to be talking about today, and we will see how some of these Igbo dialects can help you to master and learning Igbo. We have over 20 dialects that you can speak in Igbo land. But today we are going to be talking about those important ones, yes, those essential ones in Igbo dialect, which you will know. Yes, you can be able to converse with anyone in Igbo land as in a general term. Yes, let's go with some of those important ones. That is Owerri, can be Imo State. Umuahia can be Abia State. Onitsha, Anambra. We have Ngwa, which is also Abia State. We have Enugu, and we have Ebonyi State. These are the ones that we'll be talking about. And we want you to know that these ones have Central Igbo and also have a dialect for different villages in Igbo, the way they pronounce things. And in Central Igbo, we can call it Igbo Izube. Yes, and that means it generalizes how we call it, but we have central ones. And these ones we'll be telling you as well in those wordings what they mean in English and what they mean in Central Igbo and what they mean in those dialects. The first first example is IBU. In Igbo Central, we call it to be. That is Igbo to be. But in dialect in Owerri, IW is what we call it. The B we go out. That is IW. Ewo to be. One example is family. In Igbo Central, it is called Ezinụlọ. Yes, but in a dialect, we can see people from Anambra State calling it Ezinaụlọ. That is the same family, but this one is in a dialect. In third example, in Central Igbo, that is, you can want to say they, their, them. In Central Igbo, it is called ha in Central Igbo. But in dialects in Anambra, they call these letters they, their, them, fa instead of ha, fa. In another example, in Central Igbo, when you want to say thin, what is thin in English? In Central Igbo, you call it ihe, but in dialects like Anambra as well, can call it ife. Another example that we can see in Central Igbo, that is when you want to say words in English. In Central Igbo, you can see when they say ogini, but in dialects in Owerri or Imo State, you can hear them saying onini. Another example is when you want to talk about brain. Yes, maybe making a sentence that concerns brain, talking about brain. You can see in Central Igbo, they call it oboro, U-B-U-R-U, oboro. But in Anambra wording, they can say obolo, taking out the R, obolo. That is the central one. Another example is you want to say dog or call dog. In Central Igbo, you can hear nkita, and in some places, especially in Anambra, you can see here nchita, which is different. And another example you can hear is when you want to call children. In Central Igbo, you can hear umuntakere or umuaka. In Central Igbo, umuntakere or umuaka. But in some dialects in Igbo, like Abia or Ogu, you will hear umurema. And the last one we have to talk today, which is not the least, is we want to say leave. That is L-E-A-V-E. In Central Igbo, you can say hapo. But in some places in dialect, like Ebonyi State, you will hear lofo, L-U-F-U, lofo. So these are some of the dialects we can find in Igbo. They are not just all, they are just few of them you can find in Igbo speaking dialect, which you can learn to be able to get acquainted with some of those wordings in Igbo. And when you do, your progress in Igbo learning. Next time, what are we going to talk about? Yes, we'll be talking about vocabularies in Igbo, and how can you learn the vocabularies is knowing a lot of things that Igbos says and what they call them, especially in English and to Igbo. For instance, animals. What are they called in Igbo? We have to learn these vocabularies in our next class. Please do subscribe so that you can have the video once it drops, and follow us. Please, you need a comment. What are your thoughts about the videos? Is there another thing you want us to create? You can always tell us, and follow us, comment for more. See you next time. Cheers.